Hello. Okay, I think you guys can hear me now. Um, so yeah, welcome to another stream, and today we'll be going over the lesson three um, for our learning C sharp through Microsoft Learn. So the third module, and I'm just gonna sign here with a different account that I use for my Microsoft uh, Learn XP. And while we wait, say hi in the chat. Oh, Carolyn says you cannot hear me. Can you hear me now, Carolyn? Say hi in the chat. Okay. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you still cannot hear me. Hoping you guys can. And let me get some music going on in the background while we sign in and do stuff. Oh, also, our first episode for Cloud Code Life is out. Um, it's co-hosted by me, GPS, and Alf or Antonio, um, where we talk about our life just in the cloud, and we have known each other for more than a year now, and it was great. Like we wanted to work on a project together, so yeah, we are looking forward to it, and yeah, I think we had some really good discussions on the first episode. Um, but yeah, go check it out. I'll link it down after the stream, or I'll post it in the chat. Thanks, Carolyn, for confirming that you can hear me. And also, we'll be answering some questions. So, if you guys are on Twitter, um, yeah, post your questions if you might have some for us. We'll try to answer them in the podcast. It's available on all, at least like Apple Music, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast, and Spotify now, and also on YouTube. I'll make sure to link them down below. And yeah, so you should be hearing some background music now. Um, and yeah, the Puma hat. I have to up my hat game. I know GPS is, or Gwen is killing it. But yeah, so let's sign into, still signing into the same account. Okay. 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 Get some light. And thanks, guys, for like accommodating if you're joining in the chat. Because I know the stream originally was uh, scheduled for 8 p.m. or 8:30 EDT, and yeah, I had to reschedule it because I had to go out and run some errands and go grocery shopping you know, I was in the Carolyn's PowerShell stream and I had to run for a grocery trip. But yeah, it was quite informative. If you're not aware, she also has a GitHub repo. I'll make sure to link it down. Where she's doing something similar, just in PowerShell, and it's really informative, and she's a great resource. So yeah, do check out her channel. But yeah, that's I think I'm sharing the right window now, and we're logged in. And in the last stream, we kind of covered the first two modules. So this is basically the learning path. Take your first steps with C Sharp, and we already did the first and the second module. And today we'll be touching base on the string formatting in C Sharp. So let's dive right into it. Well, I also checked the chat on the side. Hey JP, you have been to Thousand Islands? Yes, I have been to Thousand Islands. It's an amazing place. I think I did. They have like 3 or 4 cruises that take you around different islands, and I've done 2 of them. Yeah, it was fun. The first time we went there, it was with my friends, and then my family was here. I want to say in 2018. Yeah, summer of 2018. Um, when there was no COVID, so they could travel and visit me. And yeah, I was also graduating. So after the graduation, we went to Thousand Islands, and they loved it. But yeah, it's a really good place. Especially that castle. I can't remember the name. There's this huge castle on one of the islands. It's amazing. But yeah, let's dive right into the unit first of the performing basic string formatting in C Sharp. And so as a software developer, you need to write C Sharp code to combine and format literal and variable data to create a new value. Okay. That value might be displayed, saved to file, or sent across the network. Fortunately, C Sharp provides many ways to combine and format data. Okay, so it's like there will be some literal data that doesn't need to be changed, like a greeting saying hello, and then we might have a variable username, which would like have the value of whatever the username has signed in, and that's what they're telling it. Maybe we need to send the value across the internet and maybe have it displayed somewhere or save it in a log file. I don't know, but basically we are trying to merge both, so a literal value and then whatever the variable side of things is. So the username in our case, or in the given example that I'm talking about. So in this module, you use character escape sequences to format literal strings of text to include special characters, including tabs and line feeds, even characters from different languages like Kanji or Cyrillic script. You learn how to concatenate 2 strings together, and will use string interpolation to create a literal string template with replaceable paths. By the end of this module, you'll be able to control how your data is displayed to end users of your applications. Okay. So the objectives are create string data containing tabs, new lines. Okay. And then create string data containing Unicode, create string data into a new string value via concatenation, and then combine string data into a new string value via interpolation. So prerequisites, I think the modules that we did. So console.writeline. If you guys were not part of the last stream, you can check it out. Where we did the first 2 modules, and beginner level experience with data types. So this was also part of the last stream. Declaring, initializing, setting, and retrieving values from variables. Next unit. So let's get into the exercise. Okay. Also try to share the stream here real quick. So copy. Okay. So back to the exercise. Suppose you have been asked by your manager to create a mock-up of command line tools that will generate invoices in both English and Japanese. You don't have to build the actual functionality that generates the invoice yet. Okay. You only need to provide the command line user interface to internal customers in the billing department for their approval. Your manager asked you to make sure you add formatting to make the current progress of tool clear. Your manager also asked you to provide instructions for the Japanese users on how to generate invoices in Japanese. Cool. Formatting literal strings in C Sharp. So C Sharp provides a wealth of options for formatting strings. We'll look only at a few of the most used in this module. Okay. However, just about anything you can imagine you could accomplish. The hardest part may be knowing the terminology to use when searching for answers. Character escape sequences. An escape character sequence is a special instructions to the runtime that you want to insert a special character that will affect the output of your string. In C Sharp, the escape character sequences begin with a backslash. Okay. And then include another character. For example, /n sequence will add a new line, and then /t will add a tab, and then I think /r would have a return. Just based on my knowledge, I could be wrong. So let's write hello, and then backslash and stream. Let's do YouTube. Semicolon. When you hit run, so it gives. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the /n does the new line. I don't know what /r does because I think I've read it somewhere. Okay, it does not do anything. Might be wrong. But yeah. So /n works. It's pretty cool. And yeah, let me know if anybody knows what /r does. I don't know where I read it. But yeah, we'll look into it afterwards. Let's carry on with the module. Oh, we also can do the tab. So if we do /t, hit run. So yeah. We see a tab between hello and YouTube. What if you need to insert a double quotation mark in a literal string? Okay, so they mean I'm guessing this. So if you want to have quotes in around YouTube, if you don't use character escape sequence, you'll confuse the compiler because it'll think you want to terminate the string prematurely, and you will not understand the purpose of the characters after the second double quotation mark. So basically it thinks this is the string, and then here it ends because it's the ending quotation mark. That's what it thinks because we have the starting and then the ending and then the starting and then the ending. So yeah, that's basically what we're getting right now. The dot net will put a red squiggly line. Yep. But if you attempt to run the code anyway, you'd see the following output. So you can also see the output here. The name YouTube does not exist in the current context. Cool. To handle that situation, use the... Okay. So if we do it like this, that's what they mean. And then another escape here. And that should do it, I think. Yep. So now we have YouTube in double quotation marks. Cool. What if you need to use the backslash for other purposes like display a path file? Oh, that's... Yeah. Let's try console dot... Oops. Console. So any Linux fans in the chat, what is the most common directory you guys use? For me, it's always var /log. but I guess we won't be using the backslash. Let's try this. Something like that. And then if we try to run it, unrecognized escape sequence. Okay. So if you run the code, yep, we're getting the same error. The problem is the sequence /s. The /r doesn't produce an error because it's a valid escape sequence for a carry age return. However, it's unlikely that you will want to use a carry age return in this context to solve the problem. So yeah, the /r is a carry age return. Okay. To solve the problem, use the double backslash to display a single backslash. Okay. So something like this. I see. Cool. Step 1. Format the output of the command line application using character escape sequence to create the mockup of our command line tool at the following coordinator. Oh, so going back to the question itself, where we are supposed to create a mockup of a command line tool that will generate invoices in both English and Japanese. Oh, so it should look like that. Okay, can do that. I'll just copy this part because you already know how the escape characters work. So generating invoices for customer, and then it puts the customer name, which is ABC Corp, in quotation marks, just because we're using the escape. And then it just has like the ... in the end, and then it goes to a new line after the periods. And then I think the periods are supposed to mean like it's loading, and then console.writeLine. Oh, yeah, we have to change that to. So we want the desired output to be this. So I'll just copy that, and what I'll do is paste it here, and then we know that in order to get like a tab, you have to have \t. So if we run it now, you can see we already have the desired output. We'll do the same thing for another invoice, 1002. And if we run, cool. And then they also want an output directory here at the bottom. So go ahead, copy that. So console.writeLine. Output directory, and then I think that's it. Oh wait, so if we run, oh, okay, so we do \n, should start in a new line, and I think what they have is a \t just to have like a tab, and I think here will be like a value of the directory where the invoice is. So we can do that similarly in our case too, just to be consistent. So basically the output of the directory would start somewhere here with a tab instead of right after the colon. Yeah. Verbatim string literal. Verbatim string literal will keep all white space and characters without the need to escape the \. Okay, to create a verb string, use the @directive before the literal string. So it would consider the white space. That's, yeah. So console.writeLine. And if we do @ in the beginning, and then, I don't know, let's have a lot of spaces, and they say, okay. If we try to run it, I think it would, yeah, so it would have that white space that we have in front of okay. This is where your code goes. Okay, cool. Oh, so it also remembers the return and we'll do another okay and see. Nice. Let's see if I can align this. Oh, missed. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we need to have like the red symbol in the front for the verbatim string literal. Format the output of the command line application using a verbatim literal string. Okay. So what they have done is have C backslash invoices, so you don't need to like escape like we did here. So we don't have to use like two backslashes. Instead we can go like this. So C backslash, I don't know what the directory is, I guess it doesn't matter. Invoices. Yep. So if we don't use that and try to run it again, we would get an error, because the way we did it in the past was use two backslashes. But to avoid that, they recommend using @. Cool. Yep, that's the desired output. Unicode escape characters. You can also encode or add, you can also add encoded characters in literal strings using the \u. Okay. I see. So, okay. So this, if we try to run this, what does this give us? Nice. So you can have encoded characters, but you need to use like the \u. There are several caveats here. First, some consoles like the Windows command prompt will not display all the Unicode characters. That's something I'm guessing like a limitation of the Windows command prompt itself. It'll replace those characters with question mark characters instead. Also, the examples used here are UTF-16. Some characters require UTF-32 and therefore require a different escape sequence. This is complicated subject, and this module is only aiming at showing you what is possible. Depending on your need, you may need to spend quite a bit of time learning and working with Unicode characters in your application. Okay. Format the output of the command line application using Unicode escape characters. So I'm guessing, I don't know Japanese, but I'm guessing this will print out some Japanese code or like message. Let's try and run it. Yep. Do we want to see what it means? So I'm guessing this means for Japanese, to generate the invoices for Japanese, run this. The entire code example should look like the following. Okay, yep. So recap, here is the most important items. Use character escape sequence when you need to insert a special character into a literal string like tab or new line or double quotation marks. So yeah, basically have \t for tab, n for new line, and then quotes, like \quotes to have quotes in your right line. Use an escape character for the \. So when you need a \, so like C:/ invoices, if you need that, use double \/ to have one as the escape and then the other one as the character itself. So create a verbatim string literal to keep all white spaces formatting and \/ characters in a string. So yeah, to avoid using like double backslashes and have like for it to respect the white space you have, you can use at the rate in the beginning, um, and then use the \u plus a 4-character code to represent Unicode characters UTF-16 in a string. So as we saw, we can like use different characters. So a 4-digit code with a \u to use those Unicode characters. In our case, we use to print some Japanese here. Unicode characters may not print out correctly depending on the application. So as I said, Windows command prompt, it's not able to output that. It would just have question marks, and it totally depends. Like I think Windows Terminal, the new Windows Terminal app, is pretty good with characters. But yeah, let's move on to the next exercise. Quick question, JP. Are you in Canada? I don't think so, but like, are you based in Canada, or if you're still in the stream? Exercise, string concatenation. We have some water. Oh, by the way, finally, like our city is kind of opening up restrictions, and I had my first uh, volleyball game for one of the local leagues I play. Finally, after almost a year or more, I know that in 2020 I played one or two games until like they lifted the restrictions, and then there were restrictions again. I think I played more games last year, but yeah. Anyways, so things are getting better, but yeah, it was nice to go out there. Where this Unicode characters to get? I am not sure. Good question. Maybe we can try some Hindi. Oh, I see. So you're from Mississauga. Cool. Good to know. So I'm guessing this 0913. It's like, I don't know. Let's see. Console.write line. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, how would you remember these? But I'm guessing like you just Google them, and then to have it in your app, you just have them in there. I think there was a 0. Then if you try to run it, I think it should print. If it's supposed, yeah. So there we go. Cool. So yeah, I guess just Google this cheat sheet if you want to use like Hindi or any other language in your app. But yeah, let's get going. String concatenation. I always like misspell this one or misspoke this one. Is programmer's peak. Okay. For simply combining two or more values into a new value. So basically, combining two values or more into a new value. That's pretty complex word to use. Just my take on it. Unlike addition, the second value is appended to the end of the first value, and so on. Okay. Excuse me. In the following exercise, you'll write code and concatenate values together. Delete all the code in the code editor. Okay. So instead of like, I think if you do like 4 plus 5, it would add it with concatenation means like if you do 4 and 5, it will just display those two numbers together like 45. So let's delete all the code. So we'll do this with a literal string for starting. So add the following code. Let's do that. So we have first name as a variable with the data type as string, whose like first name's value being Bob, and then we have another variable named message also with the data type string, and it has a value of hello, and then plus the first name, which was Bob. So we do console.writeLine message, and that basically adds both of them to display like hello Bob, and the space we have is here between hello, so it says hello Bob. So let's replace this with, I don't know, let's go with JP. Okay, so we'll use this as first user, and we'll replace this first user. And then we'll also have second user. So we have two variables now. One is first user and second user. Sorry, three, but basically the user variables for Caroline and JP. And let's try to do some concatenation here with hello. And then we can have space and space. And then add second user. I think that should do it. Yep, so hello JP and Caroline. Awesome. Notice the order, the first string hello is in the first in the new string, yes. So basically whatever the order is here, it would show up as that. And then step 3, concatenate multiple variables and literal strings. You can perform several concatenation operations in the same line of code. Modify the code you wrote in step 2 the following code. So yeah, basically we already did that unknowingly. So they're having like more steps to it. So they have like 2 variables now, or like originally there were 2, and then they added another one, and used hello as the greeting, and then added it to the first name, which would, like the message variable would hold the value of greeting plus a space plus the first name plus exclamation mark, and then we just print out the message variable. So here we create a more complex message by combining several variables and literal strings. Now run the code, you'll see the following result in the output console. So hello Bob, which we saw as hello JP and Caroline. Awesome. So recap, string concatenation allows you to combine smaller literal and variable strings. So yeah, a good point here is that there is strings, like literal strings and variables that you can combine together, and you can use that as a single string to output your desired message, and then avoid creating intermediate variables if adding them doesn't increase readability. Okay, good to know. String interpolation. I don't know why the entire text was selected. Exercise. While string concatenation is simple and convenient, string interpolation is growing in popularity in the situations where you need to combine many literal strings and variables into a single formatted message. Okay. Sorry, my watch is just going crazy. Um, what is string interpolation? String interpolation combines multiple values into single literal string by using a template. Okay, and one or more interpolation expressions. And interpolation expression is a variable surrounded by an opening and closing curly brace symbol. Okay. The literal string becomes a template when it's prefixed by the dollar character. Okay, let's see what it does. In other words, instead of writing the following line of code, yep, so we, just like we had, you can write this more concise line of code instead. Okay. Wait. Okay, so instead of writing all of this, or this, you just add a dollar symbol in the front, and then you have your curly, double quotation marks, and you don't need the addition. I'm reading that right. I hope so. Or understanding it right. Then you have curly braces again. Then you don't need the quotation marks here. And curly brackets around the variables. Yeah. So you don't need the plus symbol, and also you don't have to have double quotation marks every time you have like a literal string. Instead, you can have just two quotation marks. Make sure you have the dollar symbol, and you use the curly braces or brackets around your variable names. Okay. In this example, you save a few keystrokes. Yeah. You can imagine how much more concise string interpolation. Exactly. Like I would be confused if like I'm adding 5 or 6 literal and variables together to get a message out, and then I would forget like the quotation marks everywhere I have to put them with the literal strings. Like I won't forget, but it's complicated. So this is a way easier way to do it. So delete all the code. Okay, delete that. Use the string interpolation to combine a literal string and a variable value. To interpolate two strings together, you can create a literal string and a prefix the string with the dollar symbol. Yep, we already saw that. So basically it's the same that we did right now. So I won't do that. So multiple variables, we even did that. So we had first user JP and second user Carolyn, and we added both of them along with the hello and in the message. Avoiding intermediate variables. Just as we did in the previous exercise, we can eliminate the temporary variable to store the message. Okay, so this was interesting. Can I do Control G? Awesome. So instead of writing console.writeLine and then printing out the message, which basically prints out the value of the variable message, just go ahead and delete this and this. And we'll use console.writeLine, and then we'll use these opening bracket, closing. Oops. Okay, so this should do the same. Yeah, so it gives us the same output. So we don't need to use like intermediate variables is their point. Like if you want your desired result, and you can get it just by writing one line instead of writing 2 lines, because we had like 2 lines where once we were declaring the variable and then assigning it a value of the desired output and then printing it out. We can just print out the exact message. Step 5, combine verbatim literals and string interpolation. So I'm guessing, oh, I see. So you can have dollar and at, and then you can have backslashes. anywhere uh, not being used as the escape characters here, so they'll literally print out. Okay. So recap, string interpolation provides an improvement over string concatenation, yes, by reducing the number of characters required in some situations. You can combine string interpolation and verbatim. I think that's how they pronounce it. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Verbatim literals by combining the symbols for each and using that as prefix for the string template. Okay, next challenge. So we are on the challenge part. Yeah, guys. I think the last stream like went on for almost 1.5 hours. Like I don't know. I think I literally go through every detail of the modules. I don't know if I should do it. Like, let me know. But that's why we'll be going over like one module at a time, just so that the stream is not long enough for anyone that's watching afterwards. And yeah, I do want to like have it more engaging rather than like having a 90-minute stream. I just you have to hear me talk. Also, yeah, Carolyn, I need to like search that um voting stuff or like polling stuff that you were talking about, where you can have like live, you can ask live questions, especially like in the knowledge check stuff. Let's do that. I don't know what to call it. How to do polls in YouTube Live. Oops. Okay. Users can vote by numbers through chatting. Only one vote counts for each viewer. Okay, and the live poll will recognize your most recent voting number. To open the team poll, slide your finger to the left to the open right. Wait, what? So it's only available on the phone? It just looks like a phone to me. Let me see if I can see anything on the like the actual my stream. Create highlight video, add stream marker, share, end stream. Yeah, I don't see how I can like have a poll. Guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, moving on. So delete all the sure. So go down through these modules will reinforce what you have learned and you'll gain some confidence. Before continuing on, in this challenge, you'll print instructions to the end user to let them know where your application will output data files. Okay. We won't be actually creating any files. We are only interested in displaying formatted instructions to the console window. You'll use what you have learned about character escape sequences, verbatim strings, Unicode, and string interpolation to provide instructions in both English and Russian. So delete all the code. Yep, we did that. Start with 2 mandatory lines of code. Okay. Oh, they already have some Russian characters for us. Yep. No, I put those are just two variables. Yeah, so the project name variable will be used twice in the desired output. the Russian message variable contains the message view Russian output in Russian. You must use this variable in your code that prints the message. You may not change these two lines of code, but you can add code above and below each line you must use. Step 3. You may only use either the console.write line or console.write method twice. In other words, okay, so you can only use it twice. Okay. So you can only create 2 instructions that actually print output. So only 2. If you need to print additional new lines or add any formatting, you must use what you have learned in this module. So 2 basically means like just these. So we would have these as console.write line, and we can't have like 4. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's start with so this looks like the base. Like I don't want to have 3 variables, so let's stick with 2 for now, and we can have string project English output. That seems reasonable. And then have these, and I think we'll go with the, I don't know, use 2 backslashes or at the rate. Seems more reasonable or easy to use. And then we'll do, okay, have the message first, and then also same thing for the Russian project is the first project Russian output, and then we'll have that as whatever the directory is, then colon. Okay, so we have all our 4 variables, and now we can do console dot write line, and then now we have to use our string interpolation, or we'll use interpolation here. Skills, so view English output, and then we'll have a new character and a tab. And then you can use these, but you'll have a dollar symbol at the beginning instead of like having the plus symbol. And the variable name is project English output. Let's try running this piece of code. Oh, I see. Because you're using the dollar things. Okay. Let's try this then. Yeah, I think that's right. And then plus. And the variable name. Don't need this. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Am I using the wrong? I swear, like if I'm, yeah, I'm using the wrong slashes. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, so I think this was right. Oh my god. Okay. I was using the wrong slashes. Missing double quotes. There we go. Okay. So yeah, we have the desired output, and at least for one right now. Hey GPS, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm struggling with slashes, as you can see, uh, with C sharp. Um, but yeah, we went over string interpolation and like how you can use escape sequences for like desired results and stuff. So using we're doing the exercise part of it now, or the challenge. And the challenge here is we need this as the desired output. We were given two variables already in the beginning, the Russian message and the project name. And now we have to only use two console.writeLine statements to get the result here. So I declared two more string variables, project English output being this, and then the Russian one. And we already got this where I was using the wrong backslash, or just the wrong slash. I was supposed to use the backslash. Oh, I see. So this is Russian, and the Russian message is Russian message as a variable, and we have a new line and a new line and a tab, and then we have the project Russian output. Okay, that seems right. So dollar Russian. Why doesn't it like it? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were on the stream because of. Sorry, yeah. Me and GPS, we were talking about the GitHub repo for the PowerShell stuff, or Let's Learn PowerShell by Carolyn that she shared in her stream. So she's doing, as I said in the beginning of the stream, she's doing something similar with PowerShell, like in my case with C sharp. And yeah, the stream was informative, at least like for me. I have had some experience with PowerShell, but I only jump into PowerShell when I need it. Like I always try to use Bash, but there are some cases where you need PowerShell, and I try to I mostly Google all of the stuff. But yeah, it was a nice stream, but I had to also run like after 20-30 minutes into the stream because I had to go for a grocery run. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, it was nice, and yeah, more we need Antonio too on live stream. Um, he has a lot going on right now, but yeah, it's nice to see more people uh, learning in public and like trying to share their journey in public. Bash is the universal language. I agree. Hopefully, I know that Karen doesn't agree. Uh, but yeah, I am not sure what I'm doing wrong here. So, okay, I have this variable Russian message, then I have a new line and a tab, and then I have my. I see what I'm doing wrong right here. There we go. Boom. I didn't have the curly braces in the end. And because I think there's like a new line here, so I'm just gonna add that in the end of the first statement. Awesome. So I think that's our solution. I haven't used the project name variable because that's fine. Um, but yeah, they basically. Oh, I see. They had the console write line exactly after the English, and their variable names are different, but yeah, quite close. They used the project name variable in the the output variables that we had, so we could do that. Um, so they have project name here, and we also need a dollar at the beginning. So it should still be same. Awesome. And we can replace this too, just so that we use the variable that was provided by them. And wait, not act putting in the value of the variable. We need to put in the variable itself. Okay, awesome. GCP stuff? What about GCP? Yeah, no, I'm still studying. It's mostly networking related. Yeah, and I don't know, somehow yeah, I'm just focusing on networking for now. But yeah, I have had some experience with GCP just on my job. Like, I haven't gone for any certification or stuff. I was planning to, and I had my exam scheduled, but then got really busy when I was in India. I was supposed to take it there, and then I just canceled it and got refund for my exam fees. I'm like, I'll take it later, but then got into Azure, and since then I've been exploring Azure. Oh, by the way, the video that I'm using, Gwen's 7-day YouTube starter guide. If you guys are not aware about it, you need to check it out. So I'm using that guide for my next video, or I've already used it, and the video will be out on Sunday. I'm hoping, if I finish editing and doing stuff. But that video has a really cool project that will be deploying to static web apps. So yeah, the video is about Azure Static Web Apps. I have used it in preview now, since I think it's available now for everyone, or generally available, and it's a really cool service. My project is a simple site, like a HTML site or basic static site, but it uses AI to do some detection, but we'll see it when the video goes live. And I'm hoping to do all the upcoming videos with GPS's guide, because it gives you a good structure on how to release videos, and it helps you stay consistent. In the past, I have had really amazing weeks where I would record 2 or 3 videos and then at least publish 2 of them in a week, but then I would be totally exhausted the next week because I work full time, and the next week I wouldn't put out any videos. So yeah, I think the guide does a pretty good job, and it also gives you really good tips in the beginning regarding your gear. You don't need a lot of gear. You can start right off with your phone, and I think that's how Gwen started her YouTube channel, is with a webcam, a basic Logitech webcam, and then she kind of moved to her iPhone for B-roll and stuff, and she's not sitting in front of her screen. And yeah, I think I use my iPhone right now for all of my stuff, and I use DaVinci for editing and stuff, and OBS to share my screen. But yeah, no, it's a really good guide, and you should totally check out if you're trying to get into the YouTube game and trying to put out some tutorials about cloud and stuff. But yeah, Gwen says we gotta build something with static web apps for self-taught guide. For sure. And I think we should also do something with I guess the cloud resume challenge is already a good project with functions, but I feel like we could utilize functions like in a really good way to have like a full stack kind of project with a good like API endpoint and also have static web apps as the front end. I don't know. I'm just babbling here, but it's a really good idea to like have both of those uh, and have like a good integrated project because static web apps, the really good thing. Sorry, I'm going off the topic here, but the really good thing about static web apps is it does the CI/CD for you and also the SSL stuff, like get an SSL cert for whatever your domain, and you can have custom domains pointed to your static web app. And the CI/CD part is like you use GitHub Actions for whenever you do a push to the given branch, let's say main branch or master branch. Um, it does the build and test and like pushes out the code live and does that automatically. So that is really good, especially from like a DevOps kind of things. But yeah. So function as a backend of the static web app. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like a real-time app, um, like a CRUD app, basically, where the data is changing, and we will use the APIs or like host APIs with functions, and that'll be used as a backend for our front end that would be hosted in static web apps. Awesome. So yeah, we did the solution here. Oh, also, Gwen, do you know how you can do like polls and questions in your um streams? Caroline was mentioning it in the last stream, and I saw Francesco today doing it in like in his stream where you can live answer the question you asked in the chat, which was really cool. But yeah, I would love to know that because it will be great for like knowledge check and stuff. So yeah, 3 questions. First one being, which of the following escape sequences will you use to add double quotes to your literal string? I think it's this. Which of the following lines of code correctly uses string interpolation, assuming that the variable value is a string? Sorry, JP. What do you mean by live? Yeah, which of the following lines of code correctly uses string interpolation? Yeah, exactly. So built into YouTube. So you know how you do like voting stuff like as a post on YouTube, but you can do that in the live chat. I just don't see the option. At least, like I tried to search it. So, but there is a way to do. I'll dig into it later. But yeah, it's really cool. Which of the following lines of code correctly uses string interpretation, assuming that the variable value is a string? So variable value is a string. So I'm guessing this, because value is the variable here, and then we need dollar in the beginning. And we don't have any like quotes or escape characters that we need, so we only need dollar and not at the rate. So you emitted Unicode characters in your strings to present a special message in Thai. However, the message is only displayed as question mark characters. What happened? You're missing the... No, I don't think that's what is happening. I think the app doesn't support it, whatever the console we're using. Yeah, the user's console doesn't support Unicode characters. Awesome. So yeah, we are done with the module here. Yeah, got 200 XP. Cool. So yeah, the next one is the basic operations, and I think oh, sorry, I just got distracted by JP's message here. I posted a link which shows cards is equal to polls to put in between your video. Yeah, I know about those. Like you can have on the top, right in your video when you record, like when you publish it. Not sure about live. Yeah, I'll look this up. But yeah, perform basic operations on numbers in C#. We'll be doing this, I'll say next stream. I did a poll on Twitter on how many times a week you want to see my face, and me trying to learn C sharp, missing backslashes and curly braces at the end. People said 3 times. I just don't think that's like I can't accommodate 3 times a week stream right now, especially. Probably maybe down the road. But yeah, I think we'll keep it down to like two maybe. And I'm thinking like Fridays and Tuesdays. I don't know. I'll do another poll, whatever days work for you guys. We'll do it that way. But yeah, I'm going with two. And so we are done with 3 of these, and we are left with 5. Yeah, so 5 modules, and that would be taking our first steps with C sharp. And then I want to get more into like Azure side of things, so maybe Azure functions with C sharp, and yeah, maybe also jump in .NET Core. One cool idea I had is, and I think I'll do that as part of the live streams, is having Azure monitors synced to your like an Azure function app that will trigger my Hue, like Philips Hue lamps. So let's say the CPU of one of my VMs is at 80%, so my Hue lamp would go like red or blinking red, maybe something like that, or maybe just blinking. So yeah, I think it's a cool project, like because I'll have to understand. First of all, I would have to discover the API of like the Philips Hue because I'm not familiar with it, and also like we have to make sure like the Azure function is able to reach the API endpoint, because like Philips Hue is on my local networks, so I have to figure out some way to have like a gateway, or I don't know, make it public, but that could be risky, so we'll figure it out on the live stream. But that's another series I want to do. But yeah, other than that, I think that is pretty much it about C sharp today. Yeah, we have been live for almost an hour, and yeah, I just want to say sorry again. I had to reschedule it on the last minute. But yeah, I'll be continuing doing these twice a week. I'll put out another like poll for which days work best. For me, it's Tuesdays and Fridays, but we'll see. Let's try searching it on Google. There we go. Reddit. Is there a way to add a poll or vote to YouTube live stream? This was 1 year ago. Maybe this. Now this is, I think, the same thing that JP was mentioning. Like you can do it in the videos. I guess I'll just ask Francesco on Twitter like how he did it. Yeah, multiple choice question will show up in the video itself. Yeah, on the top right. Okay, cool. Poll everywhere. What does this mean? Oh no. There we go. 6th June. So this looks. They used the phone app. Okay. So the event go live. Okay, yeah. So you're on your dashboard. Okay. Okay. Wait, what? So if I go to my studio here really quick, or the live stream stuff, I don't see it. That's the thing. I just don't see it. Guess maybe there's something with a subscriber count. I don't know. Um, yeah, you can see here there's a poll option. But yeah, good to know. Okay, so it is part of the just a regular chat uh, where I respond to messages. Awesome. So yeah, maybe we can try it out. I don't know. I'll look into it. Okay, there is some other language that I don't understand. Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, that was it for the stream. Hey, Rakesh. I was just about to end the stream, man. But yeah, we just went over the third module here, perform basic string formatting in C#. So just string interpolation, how to display Unicode stuff, and like escape sequences. And yeah, we'll be doing one module now per stream, just because the stream gets super lengthy. Just because I go over like everything, so it takes time. But yeah, I'm thinking of streaming twice a week now, and I'll put out a Twitter poll to see what you guys think. And yeah, that's about it. And I think for some of you, it's already the weekend, and for me, it's about to start. So it's Friday, and yeah. GPS says, great stream, Rishabh. You're getting better at this. Thank you. I'm learning from really good friends. I'll say that. But yeah. And do check out our podcast, Cloud Code Life. The first episode is out where me, GPS, and Antonio talk about our life in cloud and what are some things we would have done differently if we were to start over. I'll link that in the chat, I guess, or in the description after YouTube has done its thing after I ended the stream. So yeah, I'm really excited about the show. But yeah, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, make sure to subscribe because the next video is really good.